Guys, so I commented in the forum over here on engineeringtips.com, and I thought I deleted my comment after some time, but it appears I left my comment up here, and I was just directing them, giving them a different data, if you will. And let me get to that comment up here where I say, as always, I've always stated 11 was not capable of sharing 12. I go on, I share my link. Now, again, I appreciate the people that sent me over here. I like reading the comments now and then, and I only read them now if I did this. I forgot all about it, basically, until I commented here. Now I keep getting notifications. So I delete most of them, except for this time I opened up just a few minutes ago. And, well, no one commented towards me there. And they don't, but they're back to this 12 again, saying this shear. This guy says he's industrial, whatever that means. For clarity, I do not know, but he believes that shows this, and this separation here. This is the problem with animation, guys. If animation is not facts, all right? It's not data that you can use. I know people wanted me to do animations. Well, I can show you plenty of animations where this bridge failed many different ways using animation. As you remember, I did the cardboard thing, and then you can see that it doesn't follow any of the animations, but it shows that tension failure at the bottom of the deck would have been more in line well, it shows how the failure could happen. This is just a blue line. Cables don't have enough development or engagement. This is just, you know, it's what it is. I'm not insulting that guy particularly. I'm just saying that this animation can get you in trouble sometimes. SolidWorks can send you a lot of ways. SolidWorks, the program a lot of engineers use, that can get you in trouble a lot. All right, if you go to the Miami Herald, so they really like the Miami Herald. All right, so that's a slight bit of a amygdala attack on me, if you guys know about my amygdala stuff. Not much, you know. I wish they'd come and look at my video on the Miami Herald and how they soft-stepping now, and that they really are giving false data because they're using them and re-quoting them, old quotes from another article, using it as a response to the current release from FDOT, which I think is fraudulent. It's fake news. It's fraudulent. You're not being clear about those responses. You're making it look like the responses are current to the latest release. That's fraudulent, guys. It's not forthcoming, in my opinion. Interesting. We can move on from there. I try to contact EpoxyBot. I wanted to ask him about some epoxy stuff. So if you're watching the video, I want to ask you about something. I know you said you did vehicles or something. I'm curious about a couple of things on vehicles, if you don't mind. But here's where it gets a little funny. When I came in here, the comments were way down to here when I finally opened it up. I kept deleting. Finally, I clicked on this last one just a few minutes ago, and it took me to this comment. I think it's this comment. Stick sand triangles. Nope. Took me here first, I think. Under the Mad Spaniard. It says new. Oh, I guess new comment. Yeah, I'm like the forum. I thought it was new as in person. Now I get it. New comment. 40 years experience. I can tell you that Pate has just known about the cracks, and their severity. I'm also 100% sure, knowing what many of us know about how FIG has done in the past, and I'm not sure what he's talking about. I am pretty sure that they try to minimize the issue, and the call was made to the guy that probably, after reviewing their design before it was finalized, commented on those areas as critical. He's theorizing here, right? My guess, very educated, is that FIG tried to keep FDOT away and uninformed. For verification, we really need to know what was said in the meeting at that morning. So this is where my immunity thing comes in. You know, that's the Mad Spaniard's question, and that would be nice to know it. This is why Denny Pate, I think, needs immunity. You know, that would be nice to know if that was the intent, what's going on. Ultimately, guys, you know, the people are dead. So you want a pound of flesh, you want Denny Pate locked up. That doesn't go anywhere. All right, so he's away. He's never going to be able to do engineering again. We'll just go cut to the chase. Take away his engineering and then take away financially. Imprisoning them does what? Does it scare other engineers? No. Losing your license because you'll just say it's an exception. Losing your license, being shamed for the rest of your life, or if you call it shame, the guys will still be left with millions, right? I'm assuming, especially if you can get an insurance company to pay for this deal. He's a partner in Fig Engineering. So, hit him in the pocket. Let it be where it goes, right? Trust me, and I've got somewhere to go with this. Trust me, guys, you'll like this. I'm going to share it with you. Trust me, he says, right? We will really need to have all the data, emails, and presentations previous to the accident. This is true. This is where we can get. But we need just not even emails, photographic images from cell phones. Now, here's the release, guys. So, I got to word this properly. Once again, anonymous information has informed me, and also if I get subpoenaed, that I get to make a video, and the anonymous information will tell me exactly where to look for this data. And I cannot contact this anonymous person besides an email. Besides the video. How's that? So now and then they watch the video and I comment. So now what I'm holding back on is a few more releases, but I'm going to release this part now because of what's being transpired here. This wildness. This is why the work of the Miami Herald is so important. That's my little bit of trigger. I don't think their work is good at all. Well, I think it's devious what they're doing now. I believe that when all is revealed, it will shock you all, which he's 100% right. What the hell they were thinking when they did not stop traffic and shore the bridge, or worse. To me, it sounds like intimidation, guys. That Denny Pate had total intimidation along with FIG, MCM partnership, right? Along with the too big to fail thing, which means also FIU was present. So and then this Sand person says, forgive me at Madrid. So this forgive me, when people say something like this, remember everybody wants to tell you the truth? So he's now going to attack the person. I saw it immediately when I saw this, guys. So I try to teach a lot of stuff. That's what I'm going to show you now. Also, I have not been following the full thread. So he said he's not been following the full thread. So now he gets to just comment on this. Ask me how this ties into the President of the United States from this guy's comment. It does not, but yet he's going to do this. But wait, what makes your very educated guess hold any more ground than anybody else's guess? He could just say that. He could just leave it at that. But then he adds this. The trust me part makes me feel like I am dealing with the President of the United States. So obviously, he has a negative opinion towards the President of the United States. And I immediately attack anyone that attacks a sitting president. I don't know if you guys know that I have never attacked a sitting president. I comment on the facts and the data, and I don't attack like this, though. This will be like stepping on your own foot. You got to take the good with the bad. This will go places. It may very well, I'm going to take some bad, too, with his actions. I'm financially going to take some bad. But the good that's going to come out of it is better as far as our economy, not as far as our economy growth and getting away from China. So I can attack China all I want, right? So I'm a business person, guys, so this makes sense to me all day long, and you can comment on that, and I'll open myself up to you, part of the topic. And we're going to talk about data at that point, your source files versus my source files. I'm going to go back to NAFTA on your behinds, though. So I'm going to come prepared. So you guys, if you want to come at me, you sure can change my mind, but you better come correct, as we say back in the day. It may very well be true that FIG did try to keep the information on the down low, but I hate to see unsubstantiated speculation floating around. Well then, unsubstantiated, so if I were FIG's shoes, so this person is ignoring the current images showing the nefarious images showing the micro cracks, if you will, compared to the current cracks. So this person, if I didn't see that they posted before, I right-clicked and I see what else they've posted on. They've been around since 2015. I would swear that they were part of the lobbying for FIG and them, because they're attacking this group now. This is what I find offensive, attacking this group. This group is doing great trying to get data out there one way, this direction, that way. And, we don't agree, but it's still getting data out there and it's keeping things alive. And we know that the press comes in here and looks at this stuff. So you get a jerk, and I'm paraphrasing it like this, who is attacking this group. The press comes in here and sees not just a regular comment, but now an attack and this crap going on. And then they can reparaphrase this stuff here. some engineers in there are disagreeing and saying they're equivalent to this thing here. This group, I thought, had rules. They should sanction this, pull this out because of this. They should pull my comment out because I commented on this comment about that. All right. If I were in Fig shoes and I tried to put, and I was going to be in Fig shoes, and try to put a stop to bridge construction, listen to this BS. The Fig tried to put a stop to bridge construction. This is BS, guys. All right, my release is, and I'll get to it, I'll give you a little peek, is that they told him, VSL told Denny Pate that the images he was receiving by cell phone, guys, he was receiving the images by cell phone from the bridge into the meeting. And Denny Pate was saying, post-tension, continue anyway. Put the bridge back to the way it was. Denny Pate said, no, continue post-tensioning. VSL had a round 2 with the comment saying, no, it's worse. The images don't do justice to this, basically paraphrasing now, that they're worse than the images show. The bridge is worse. Denny Pate still ignoring it, and I'm getting my paraphrasing, but correctly. Put the bridge back to the way it was before the post-tensioning was released. This is what was going on in that meeting. So this is my current release. I'm going to leave that piece of as a sound bite for you there. That, of course, guys, you know I'd be committing slander otherwise. I trust this source 100%. That this source will come through for me, and I wouldn't risk myself on this about the source data. I have another backup. I'm not saying this just knowing I got to do a YouTube video. I have another backup to protect me, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm going to use the source now as releasing this data for you guys, the anonymous source. It would make me feel terrible inside to see quotes like that. I don't care what he feels inside, this guy, but now he's putting himself there. Very educated guesses. There will be plenty of time for criticism after the full fact. So this person's saying, don't, kill this whole blog, basically. I find this disgusting. I find this very nefarious, and I don't trust, if this guy wasn't around, he's somebody I'd block on my channel. This person here. I'm still bothered that the person who took the pictures didn't call police and emergency service to close the road. So this is where Denny Pate's, and we can see timeline, where Denny Pate's would be good with, Denny Pate would be good with, sorry guys, with immunity. I'm reading the comment and I'm doing analysis too. All right, so most engineers are very soft personalities. We're very weak, if you will. And obviously I'm not one of them. This is the counter to this comment up here. You'll see my comment. I don't care if you kick me out of the group or whatever. My comment stated. Stick Sands, the Mad Springs, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. You will see. So it appears that before I got my comment in there, when I commented to this person, I was commenting 2239 and 2237. I heard a little sound bite. 2 seconds later, I came in behind him. This is Mad Spainer reply. So I'm reading it for the first time too, guys. My education is based partially on the fact that at the morning meeting and the day of the accident, FDOT guys was an accountant. No structural engineer from FDOT was present. I didn't know that, guys. See, this is good data if this guy's, backing up. But it doesn't matter if he's accountant or not. He's still representing FDOT. And I'm trying to think if I'm going to give this part a release at the same time. Oh, I did that with the shoring thing. So now we have the shoring also. Remember where somebody said, should we shore it up? And Denny Pate saying, no, that would give a false sense of security. So we're talking about a structural failure. This person could have reported back immediately to FDOT. But better yet, who's present there is representatives from FIU. FIU is the zoning or code enforcement office that can close the structure down. This is the too big to fail video, guys. It's not going to happen. Not going to shut it down. It would reflect badly on them. No structural engineer was present. It doesn't matter if they're a structural engineer to be present at this point. That's the representative they chose to represent them about a crack meeting. So this would be from Matt to Mad Spaniard if he was watching my videos. That this doesn't matter. This is the representative they chose talking about cracks. Did FDOT do this on purpose? That's nefariously send the wrong person to represent cracks on bridge structure? Then perhaps. Clearly the title was about the cracks being addressed. So that's their problem if they sent the wrong person. There's some being sneaky about it, if you will, in my thoughts on that. Do you truly believe that any dot would send an accountant to a meeting to talk about these cracks? Oh, see, so he's dressing. Hell no. The only way to understand that is, well, he's aggressive. That's manly. The only way to understand that is that F dot was kept in the dark. Especially the central office in Tallahassee. So the way to understand is that F dot was kept in the dark. So I don't believe this, but surely I would consider it. Well, that's Denny Pate. Well, they kept in the dark. We're going to talk about it. You don't send an accountant to a crack meeting again. You would send them to the meeting where you're dealing with the money. So as I said, let's wait for the if that truly is a fact, a data there. So as I said, let's wait for the info to confirm our worst fears. He backed it down a little bit. But with what we have at this moment, there is enough to expect that my guesses are probably accurate. Guesses probably are accurate. I don't do redundancy like that. That my theory, just my thoughts I got. So to be an alpha, guys, you can't send conflicting data to somebody. If you ask me what's the best solution or good solution, I give you the solution. But I don't give you 4 solutions that are not equal, if you will. You might want a financially solution that's cheaper solution. I'll give you that one, but I'm going to give you the negatives to it. I'm going to try to sell you on a positive, at the most best and highest solution I can. So I don't give the negatives. I don't like using the words but, B-U-T. I like to use the words and. You can see if you can substitute that a lot, and instead of but. Try to stay positive. All right. So as I said, let's wait for the info to. Okay. My concern is the worst possible possibility may not be taken into consideration by engineers like you because we engineers cannot believe that kind of behavior among our peers. Awesome. It is unthinkable. But in this case, given what we know so far from the record, plans, calculations, NTSB reports, etc., it is possible that we can not reject it. It is a possibility we can and we cannot reject it. So this is some alpha talk again. All right, so alpha talk, guys. Alpha means, again, clarity. Remember, you're loading data files into someone and source files, and you want them to come to the conclusion. You got to be very positive, like this is, and it sends your person that way. I can't give you, but I'm not sure. I think so. That guy's going to just say, all right, your data is just corrupting me. You're just sending me in a confusing way. It has been more than 5 months since the accident, and the families of the victims do not have any answers because there's some people out there that are delaying the exposure of the truth. And the longer you delay the truth, the more it's going to get cold, the more other things are going to jump in, like this collapse in Italy, are going to muddy the waters and make everything like, oh yeah, I forgot about that bridge. Oh yeah, what happened again? You got to refresh them from the start. There's no outcry. There's no call for blood. Italy's calling for blood, right? The United States, shucks, man, they do this stuff here. The government steps in and immediately they start blocking everybody. Well, Italy's doing a little bit of the same though, but I love the rescue over there. The rescue efforts, the risk they put in. Some families may be suffering economically because of the personal loss. In the meantime, those at fault are still working on other structures. That's an awesome statement there. I wonder this last part. I wonder if Denny Pate has not been, his license and the whole company's not been put on hold. That's an awesome thought right there. Because I think they do have a structure going forward. And I never gave it into consideration, including FDOT, correction. Yeah, well, what the hell, including FDOT, since they're party to it. And FIU is what I was going to say. But, of course, MCM and FIU. FIG. I think FIG just was awarded another contract during this, right about this time in April, I think it was. So that's an awesome statement. That brings up the, we should, they shouldn't be allowed to go forward. That would be a nice video to make. But here's my answer. Stick Sands Triangle. Why would you attack this other poster? Why not just submit your data? Why also insult the USA with your biased presidential attack? Are you not focused on the topic? If you want to insult our president, then you should start another thread in another forum. I respect all sitting presidents. So since he opened this topic up in this thread and no one shut him down on it, I'm going to talk about the thing too and say my thing. I'm going to stand up. Once they leave office, that is when they can become fair game. Otherwise, you have to take the good with the bad with everyone. If you did not already have a history with this forum, I would have thought you were lobbyists attempting to muddy the waters with your insult to the USA comment. The Mad Spaniard is 100% correct. Denny Pate did know of the cracks and even knew they were worse than reported to him. This is not slander on my part. This is documented facts. Well, I guess I'm going to leave it in that grammarly incorrect wording, which will come out. My videos on YouTube, the latest releases, are based on data that is based on real reports that exist. The Mad Spaniard is correct. I will release another video, perhaps tonight, or another statement made in that meeting. It is not slander, and it can be proven, and will be proven once the meeting notes are released to the general public. I am willing to bet my entire YouTube channel on this topic. Again, Denny Pate did know of the cracks, and he was informed of them. Finally, you made up fake comments on if you were Denny Pate trying to put a stop to the build. Denny Pate is the one who insisted that the post-tension be carried out. Guys, understand that. VSL came back with a counter to Denny Pate of saying that you need to see these. This is worse. The images we sent you from the cell phone, guys. They sent them in that meeting. They sent them more images from the cell phone. VSL sent to him, saying it's worse than the images show. And Denny Pate, with that knowledge, and I'm having inference here on it, said, "Be gone with that statement. Put the bridge back to where it was. Post-tension before, before the move. Put the post-tensioning back to the bridge before the move." That's what was said as it was recollected to me. Put the bridge back before it was moved, which is, I guess, before it was moved, guys, there was some stability there, at least. Well, I don't know if you can count Denny Pate. As somebody else said, Denny Pate can't be of sound mind. Another engineer on one of these forums said that. And I have to agree with that, guys. These can't be of sound mind, judgmental statements. You know, maybe he's suffering a stroke. You know, I really like to lean for that, guys, that it just can't be sound, logical thinking. People are saying it's not the same. And he's responding in a 2-hour meeting immediately like there's no delay going on here, like it's a 4. Hey, guys, I'm going to let you make your own inference on that. But there's the statement that, and I'm hanging up. So Denny Pate says, put the bridge back the way it was before the move. VSL sent over photographs via cell phone and said it's worse than it looks to Denny Pate. And Denny Pate still ignoring that statement, well, acknowledging that statement and coming back with, put the bridge, post-tension the bridge back to where it was moved. VSL followed orders from Denny Pate, went ahead and did it, even though they should have stopped. So I'm going to stop this video now. That's my release for tonight. That's my comment here. I don't care if you kick me out of this forum. I'm just sharing data, guys.